beautiful people, and welcome to another Tea Time Talk. Grab your tea, your coffee, or whatever your drink of choice may be, because today we're talking all about toxic friendships, how to identify them, how to deal with them, and just learning the importance of putting yourself first. So, as always, we're going to start with thinking about one thing that we're grateful for and one thing we're looking forward to today. Because I just think staying inspired and staying grateful are two things that may seem small, but I think can really help you work towards, living your best life. Little tea ASMR for you. Can we talk about this for a sec? I genuinely hate ASMR. I'm sorry for those of you who love it, but I don't get it, I don't understand it, and I just hate it. And that's the real tea. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled programming. So one thing I'm looking forward to is starting this new spring semester. It's a new beginning, and I'm just excited to see what 2020 has in store for me. And one thing I'm grateful for today is, well, to keep in line with the topic for today, I'm really grateful for my friends and the people I'm surrounded by. I just feel really lucky to have people in my life who I can really count on and who support me and just make life more fun. So how do you know if your friendship is toxic? I know every situation is different and could be more complex, but a lot of times I think what it comes down to is actually pretty simple. Ask yourself, is this relationship or friendship or whatever it is this helping me or is this hurting me? Because choosing to do what's good for you, although it may seem really simple, isn't always the easiest thing. You have to ask yourself, at the end of the day, is this making me happy? And don't get me wrong, in any friendship or relationship, you're gonna have fights and it's not gonna be fine and dandy all the time, but for the most part, I think it should be. And while relationships take work, I don't think it should ever feel like work. You shouldn't feel drained after spending time with this person, and you shouldn't feel like you're putting in more effort than they are. A real friend is someone who you should be able to count on through thick and thin to always have your back. Ask yourself, do you feel like if you were ever in a situation where you really needed this person, would they be there for you, no questions asked, no hesitation? And also, if they're a real friend, you should never be worried that they might be talking about you to other people or behind your back, because if this person is disrespecting you or making you feel bad about yourself, then that's not real, that's not a real friendship. And listen, friends poke fun at each other, that's fine, that's normal, but if it's happening all the time or if it's really genuinely hurting you, then it's a problem. Because someone who's your friend is never going to want to intentionally hurt you or make you feel bad in any way. Your friendships and relationships should be supporting you and helping you feel better about yourself. Because honestly, being confident is hard enough without choosing to surround yourself with people who just make it worse. A real friend should also never pull you into drama, or if all your conversations are basically gossiping and doesn't really go beyond, surface level stuff, I feel like there's a good chance that they're just talking to you for the tea. You know what I'm saying? And we all gossip sometimes, there's nothing wrong with that, but when it's all the time to the point where there's no real substance to the friendship, then I don't think that's okay. They should be asking about you, getting to know who you are. The friendship should go deeper than gossip. Because also, a lot of times I found that if someone is always coming to you with gossip or drama, it's likely that while they're gossiping to you, they're probably also gossiping about you, in my personal experience. A real friend is someone that without a doubt, if anyone started talking bad about you to them, that they would stick up for you and not even entertain it. Because at the end of the day, you should be able to trust your friends. You should feel like you can tell them anything without worrying that they might tell other people. And honestly, I think you should ask yourself, do you actually like this person? I know it sounds silly, but really, is this person someone you admire or someone you would go to for advice? Because you become who you surround yourself with, I really do believe that. So your circle should be filled with people who resemble who you are and who you want to be. Another sign that your friendship may be toxic is if it always feels like a competition, or if this person is unable to be happy for you when you accomplish things or when good things happen to you. Because real friends celebrate each other's victories and should be the ones standing front row cheering you on. And if someone can't be happy for you, a lot of times it's because they're not happy with themselves or with what's going on in their own lives. People who put out hate, what you put out is a reflection of what's inside. So that hate that they're spewing, it's really coming from inside themselves, So when dealing with a toxic friend, you can be there for them and try to help them, but at a certain point, it's got to start with them and be something that they want to work on too. You can love people, you can support people, but you can't fix people. And you can't dedicate your life trying to fix someone else if in the process it's all... And you can't dedicate your life trying to fix someone else if in the process it's also hurting you. You can't make everyone happy, so don't feel bad for distancing yourself from a relationship that's not making you happy anymore, or a relationship that's hurting you. I think the first step towards dealing with a toxic friend is just to stand up for yourself and speak your mind, nicely but firmly. Tell them when you're hurt by something they say or do. Tell them how you're feeling, and if they don't change that behavior, then maybe distance yourself from that relationship. Some friendships aren't forever, and that's okay. I think we enter different seasons in our lives, and we're in that season for a reason. And some people are going to come into your life and stay, and others only for that season. So consider that relationship or friendship a lesson, a season of growth, be grateful for it, and move on to the next chapter. I think you need to put yourself first. I think we need to realize that it's not selfish to focus on yourself sometimes and be your main priority. And listen, I've been that person that will just pour out everything she has to fill up someone else's glass, but something I've been learning lately is that you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to take care of yourself first. And I get that when you care about someone, it's natural to put their needs before your own, and you should be kind and do for others, but on a real note, if you're not all good, you can't do all the good that you're capable of. If you're not all good in here, you're not living for yourself, you're living for other people. Before you step outside of yourself, you've got to make sure it's all good in here. Because when you're at your best, that will fuel everything else that you do. And when you're not at your best, you need people in your life who are going to really be there for you and lift you up when you stumble, not tear you down. And I think if you love yourself first, you'll be able to love other people better. And I think what it comes down to is loving yourself enough to choose to do what's good for you. The things you do, what you consume, what you say, the people you surround yourself with, you have to ask yourself, is this good for me? Is this helping me, or is this hurting me? You need to take care of you and make sure that you're living your life the way you want to live it. Because I don't know, lately it's just been hitting me how fast life changes and how fast these years have been flying by. It literally just hit me that I only have 3 semesters of college left, and that is truly frightening. And I know you've probably heard this like 1,001 times, but I really do believe that life is too short for us to not live it for ourselves and to not try and live our best and fullest lives. And in order to live that life that you want and be the kind of person you want to be, a big part of ensuring that is to surround yourself with people who are going to support you or help you get to that. Because the people in your life will shape you whether you realize it or not. And my point, I guess, is that it's important to make sure that our friendships and relationships are healthy. And what's as equally important is making sure that our relationship with ourselves is healthy too. I think we need to make sure that we're not being a toxic friend to ourselves. So be the kind of person, that person that you're always trying to be for everybody else, and be that person for yourself too. Even if you're not currently dealing with a toxic friendship or relationship, I think we could all use some reflecting on our lives and our relationships. And I think that at the end of the day, we could all try being better friends and just being better, kinder people. So thank you for listening to today's episode. I hope you enjoyed, and tune in next time for another Tea Time Talk. Happy sipping!